On television, she radiates bubbly charm, yet away from the cameras, Rachael Ray has faced lawsuits, lost properties, and deeply personal family conflicts. Rachael Ray is instantly recognizable in the food world, and while her face is famous, her distinctive, unmistakable voice may be even more memorable.
Oh my God, I'm not that much of a big mouth!
That distinctive trait has won her plenty of admirers, but it also traces back to health struggles she faced early in life. Ray has spoken candidly about dealing with repeated bouts of croup as a child, an infection that narrows the upper airway and leads to severe coughing and breathing issues. Problems with her vocal cords didn't stop there, following her well into adulthood. By 2008, speculation even surfaced that she might have throat cancer. Those claims were unfounded, though it didn't mean everything was smooth sailing. In October of that year, a spokesperson for Ray told People magazine that she would need vocal cord surgery to remove a non-cancerous cyst. The procedure was performed that December, and her work schedule remained uninterrupted, with both her Food Network appearances and talk show tapings continuing as usual. Data from the New York City Police Department shows that the city recorded 1,417 robberies in January 2024. With a population exceeding 8 million residents, that puts the odds of being mugged at roughly 0.01%, making New York, by the numbers, a generally safe place to get around on foot. Even so, Rachael Ray has personally been the victim of muggings there more than once. In a 2007 interview with People magazine, Ray revealed that while she was working in Manhattan and living in Queens during the late 1990s, she was attacked twice in the same week by the very same individual. The first encounter happened in the foyer of her apartment building, where she was assaulted and responded by using mace. The second incident escalated, with the attacker becoming far more aggressive. Recalling the experience, Ray said, "He dragged me down the alley and beat the crap out of me with his gun." The experience ultimately pushed Ray to return to the Adirondacks region of upstate New York, where she went on to take jobs managing restaurants along Lake George. Anyone who follows Rachael Ray knows that family plays a central role in her life, particularly her mother, Elsa, who famously joined her for her first appearance on Today, a moment that helped put Ray on the Food Network's radar. Still, like many tight-knit families, hers has endured heartbreaking loss. In 2013, Ray's Aunt Geraldine died at age 77 while house-sitting for her niece. That November, Geraldine stepped outside to feed the birds and accidentally locked herself out. While attempting to break a window to re-enter the house, she collapsed in the freezing cold and wasn't found until the following day. Her daughter, Gina, later accused Ray of negligence, pointing out that her mother hadn't been given her own key, and suggesting that pre-existing lung problems may have contributed to her collapse. The situation strained family relationships even further when Ray did not attend the funeral because she was in the middle of filming a show. Her brother Manny later spoke up on her behalf, saying that no one else in the family was upset about her absence. Rachael Ray's husband, John Cusimano, often draws almost as much notice as the celebrity chef herself. With a resume that includes acting, law, producing, and music, he's a regular presence by her side, popping up on her shows, joining her at high-profile events, and appearing throughout her social media. To many, they come across as the ultimate couple goals. The two have been married for over 2 decades, having tied the knot in a Tuscan castle in 2005 before renewing their vows at the same spot in 2015.
Here's my beautiful bride. Hi, honey.
Ciao! Happy anniversary!
They've even made it a tradition to return to the castle each year with friends and family to mark their anniversary. Even with all of those joyful rituals, their relationship hasn't been free of controversy, including persistent cheating rumors. One Florida woman has claimed that she met Cusimano in New York back in 2000 and maintained a long-term affair with him. Over the years, some outlets have gone so far as to allege he was unfaithful multiple times, even up to 6. Ray, however, has firmly dismissed those accusations. Speaking to People magazine in 2017, she made it clear that she didn't believe any of it, stating, "I've known where he is every night since we've been married." Even if the claims aren't true, they're far from the most devastating thing Ray has endured, though that doesn't make the rumors any easier to cope with. Rachael Ray has never been shy about her affection for animals, especially her beloved pit bull, Isabu, who died in 2020. Given that devotion, it made sense when she stepped into the pet food space with her own dog food line, Rachael Ray Nutrish. The brand focuses on providing dogs with wholesome, quality nutrition, while also supporting the Rachael Ray Foundation, with a portion of proceeds going toward helping animals in need. That said, the company hasn't avoided controversy. Rachael Ray Nutrish has faced multiple lawsuits over the years, including one filed in 2018 alleging the food contained traces of weed killer and should not be marketed as natural. The case was initially thrown out for lacking clear details, later revised and resubmitted, and ultimately dismissed once again.
Rachael's camp says it's the safest food on the market.
In 2020, the brand faced yet another legal challenge, this time over claims that testing had detected dog DNA in some of its products. Although the packaging lists only 6 ingredients, the lawsuit argued that the food contained far more than what was advertised. Around the same period, a separate suit accused the company of misleading marketing by overstating the health benefits of its products, though that case was also ultimately dismissed. Several celebrity chefs have seen their reputations take serious hits amid sexual misconduct allegations, with Mario Batali being one of the most high-profile examples. At the height of his fame, multiple women came forward in 2017 accusing him of harassment. He eventually settled 2 of the claims and was acquitted in another, after which he largely retreated from the public spotlight. Rachael Ray, both a colleague and friend of Batali, faced significant criticism when she chose to defend him publicly. In a 2019 NPR interview, she acknowledged that she still kept in touch with him, though she admitted she hadn't confronted him about the allegations directly. The conversation also touched on the Me Too movement, during which Ray shared her perspective, explaining, "I think I've always been treated extremely fairly at work. Yeah. Do we speak inappropriately in kitchens, men and women? Both of us do. That doesn't mean I'm not super empathetic and supportive of women in the industry that have gone through hell." In the end, Ray was likely more on the periphery of this controversy than directly affected by it. Still, the situation highlights just how far-reaching the fallout can be when a pattern of misconduct emerges. The downside of having a massive fan base is attracting just as many detractors, and Rachael Ray has certainly experienced her share of criticism from those who take issue with her cooking style. There's even a dedicated blog titled Rachael Ray Sucks, and it's not only anonymous critics online, some fellow professionals have voiced their disapproval as well. In a 2009 interview with ABC, Martha Stewart remarked, "She professed that she cannot bake. She just did a new cookbook, which is just a re-edit of a lot of her old recipes."
That's not good enough for me.
A lot of the backlash appears to come from Ray's emphasis on quick, simple meals. Ironically, the very approach that helped launch her career. The late Anthony Bourdain was among her most outspoken critics, telling Time magazine, "She genuinely offends me. When Rachael tells you that it's perfectly okay to buy pre-chopped onion from the supermarket. I mean, how hard is it to chop an onion?" Emeril Lagasse is also said to have commented, "She doesn't know anything about food." That tension, however, appears to have faded over time, as Lagasse went on to make numerous appearances on Ray's talk show. With over 20 cookbooks to her credit, Rachael Ray has released hundreds of recipes, a number that likely reaches into the thousands when you include her contributions to magazines and online platforms. It's reasonable to assume she didn't personally develop every single one. Still, some critics have leveled harsher accusations. In 2012, the New York Times ran a piece titled, "I was a cookbook ghostwriter," suggesting that many celebrity chefs, Ray included, weren't fully responsible for writing their own recipes or cookbooks. Ray addressed the claims on an episode of her talk show, responding, "This is how I spend the little time at home I have with my family. I spend in front of these little notebooks, in front of the computer. It sort of takes away from all of that to not be able to call that writing. Of course that's writing. It doesn't mean you don't value the people who write the glossary or that help organize the pantry or that work on a project, but a writer is still a writer." When Rachael Ray debuted in the daytime TV lineup, having a live audience was a key feature. Yet, despite Ray's dedication and long hours on set, some viewers have questioned how engaging she is off camera. Reviews on TripAdvisor for the taping experience are a mixed lot. Some guests rave about their visit, while others warn, "Don't get your hopes up." One dissatisfied audience member in 2019 even expressed sympathy for Ray's team, claiming, "She acted like someone who did not want to be there and seemed in a foul mood. For heaven's sake, if it's too much, why continue with your show?" Still, Ray likely pays little mind to the harsh critiques. Her talk show concluded in 2023, and she's since turned her attention to other television ventures, including Rachael Ray's Rebuild on Hulu. Rachael Ray's Rebuild centers on individuals who have faced hardships like one Ray personally endured, the loss of her Adirondack home to a fire in 2020. She had helped design and construct the Lake Luzerne, New York property, which was ultimately destroyed by a severe chimney fire.
I ran upstairs to get medicine, my notebooks, my mother's high school ring.
Ray lost countless sentimental belongings in the blaze, so when she began rebuilding, she aimed to make the new home closely resemble the original. Still, she made several changes to reduce the risk of future fires, including installing a tin roof. While the experience was undoubtedly heartbreaking, Ray had reasons to stay positive. Alongside reconstructing her Adirondack home, she also bought a property in Tuscany in 2021. As if recovering from a major house fire weren't enough, Rachael Ray faced another setback in September 2021 when Hurricane Ida hit New York City. Though the storm had downgraded from a hurricane by the time it reached the city, the post-tropical cyclone still shattered rainfall records, caused millions in damages, claimed over a dozen lives, and affected more than 3% of the city's buildings, including Ray's apartment. Speaking to People magazine, Ray described how the storm completely devastated her recently renovated home, destroying the ceiling speaker, fireplace, and all the wall seams. In her words, "It was like the apartment just literally melted." When a remediation crew came to evaluate the damage, they accidentally broke a water pipe, flooding the apartment a second time, along with the entire building down to the ground floor. Still, by the 2021 holiday season, Ray had returned to her apartment in time for Christmas, even sharing her festive decor on her talk show.